Was it just me, or was anybody else a little confused about what Christine and Stacy were trying to accomplish during the Redemption Island Challenge? I mean, okay, they're trying to oust Benjamin, but I mean, don't you think the other tribe is already sort of suspecting that Benjamin is in charge of his tribe? I mean, he is the returning player, and, you know, the returning player is likely going to be in charge at least for a little while, kind of like Ozzy is in their tribe. I mean, because they're calling Benjamin, and they're going on about the dumb jokes he tells. I mean, if they really wanted to shake things up for their tribe, they should have just said, hey, you know, this guy Brandon, we've got, he's Russell Hanson's cousin, look out for him. Hey, Survivor Geeks, how you doing? Just wanted to say real quick about the Redemption Island Challenge. I really like that challenge. Didn't look familiar though. Have they done that before? So I thought that the duels at Redemption Island were usually based on old challenges, but I don't remember that one. And I've seen every episode of Survivor ever, several times. But I knew Stacy's going to blow it as soon as Jeff would say, "Okay, you have 10 seconds." She'd grab the ball and throw it in. You know, she wasn't timing it, and I knew she wasn't going to make it. She wasn't concentrating enough. Gotta say, I did love it when Cochran responded to Ozzy, and he's like, "So, how do you spell your name anyway?" And Cochran's like, "You don't have to worry about it. You're not writing my name down for a while." I didn't really like him at first, but I'm liking Jim more and more every week. He's really seizing every opportunity he can to get himself further in the game. He's strategizing. He's playing the game. He's not just laying down and letting Ozzy take the game. He and Cochran both are really impressing me right now. And I do agree with him when he says that Ozzy's revealing too much about his own game when he's saying things like, "Coach should get rid of Albert." You know, that to me that did say that Ozzy's planning on doing the same thing to somebody in his second command. But you know what the biggest oh crap moment was last night? It was when Coach found the hidden immunity idol. And, okay, so now Ozzy has one, now Coach has one. I mean, I'm not really digging this whole returning players thing, and I've never really liked hidden immunity idols, so now two of my least favorite things about what Survivor seems to be becoming are joining forces here. Anyway, I just gotta say, once again, I love Cochran. He's not just gonna sit back and let Ozzy take the game. I love that. You know, it's just great. He might be out soon. Who knows? Cochran might not last too long. He might be out before Ozzy, for all we know. But it is great to see a fan that isn't so starstruck. They're like, "Oh, I get to play with Ozzy. I get to be on Ozzy's team," you know, and he's just letting Ozzy, like those idiots did last season with Boston Rob, just letting Ozzy take the game. Cochran is at least fighting. Did anybody else notice that during the challenge, the one where they were chewing on the pork and stuff, anybody else notice that Brandon was taking bites and then spitting them back out? I did. He did at least twice. Maybe, I mean, they still won anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter in the end, but I don't know. I think if I were on his tribe and I saw him doing that, I'd be sort of tempted to get rid of him over something like that. Well, even though they won. And also, Rick had a piece of meat in his mouth and he dropped it and he didn't pick it up. Michaela had to pick it up for him, so. And have I ever mentioned how much I love Jeff's double entendres that he does during challenges? I mean, during the duel at Redemption Island, he's like, "You got two balls going at the same time, left and right." During the meat eating challenge, he's saying things like, "Rick's got a huge piece of meat." Okay, and then right at the end of the meat eating challenge, Ozzy took a bite and he like pulled the whole hunk of pork up and the spit that it was stuck to and everything. If Jeff had, I know Jeff called the end of the challenge before he did that, but had he done that before Jeff called the end of the challenge, I mean, would that count? Would he be able to throw the whole hunk of meat on there with the spit and have that count? I don't know. I wonder. And I I just gotta say, I'd have to be really hungry. I mean, really hungry to want to eat all this pork that people spit all over. And I love pork, but wow, people were like hacking. And this week's Rick Watch says that there is a rumor going around that Rick actually has a pulse. I think it's just a rumor, though. You know what I think would be really funny, though, next week is if everybody had a cold sore except Cochran. Okay, is anybody else confused by this? Why was Keith so paranoid about how Ozzy was going to react to Elise being voted out? I mean, think about it. If you've got Cochran, you've got Jim, you've got Don, and then if Keith and Whitney come over and they vote for Elise as well, I mean, that's 5 people against 1 guy. You know, Ozzy's not a huge threat when he's by himself, even with that immunity idol. He's not a huge threat. So I don't understand what Keith was so paranoid about. I gotta say, we're 5 or 6 episodes in, and Cochran is still my favorite. I know the second episode I wasn't so sure, but yeah, I do. I love the guy. I mean, you gotta admit, love him or hate him, you gotta admit, he's probably the most entertaining person that's come on Survivor for quite some time. I mean, I just... I never get tired of him. And I haven't really read anything by Jeff Probst yet this season, or seen any videos or anything like that, so I don't really know this for sure. But I have a feeling that Jeff probably really likes Cochran too, because Tribal Council last night sort of became the Cochran show. You just, like, every other question was to Cochran or about Cochran or whatever. I think that it sounds like I'm saying Cochran, doesn't it? Can I even say that on YouTube? Anyway, whatever. I guess if Ozzy can say Cochran on TV, I guess I can say Cochran, even though that's not really what I was saying. But anyway, what does that have to do with anything? Yeah, I think that maybe Jeff really likes Cochran. Plus, I'm wondering if Jeff thought that Cochran was on his way out. And that's why he's like asking him all these questions, like, let's milk this guy for everything he's got, because he's probably going to be going soon. And face it, you know, when he does get voted off, he's probably not going to last on Redemption Island for very long. He might worm his way through one challenge, but I think that's about all he's going to handle. And final thought, I still think it was a great strategy to get rid of Elise. That keeps Ozzy in the tribe, keeps him, you know, keeps the tribe strong. Not saying that Elise was the weakest player, she obviously wasn't, but she wasn't as good as Jim or, you know, Ozzy or even Keith or whatever. So I thought it was a good strategy to get rid of Elise. I think I mentioned this earlier, but I'm not so sure that I like or understand Keith and Whitney voting for Dawn, because it's still going to send an obvious message to Ozzy saying, we didn't vote for Cochran, so we're not with you. Because in Survivor, if you're not with somebody, you're against them. I mean, even if your plans are, you know, even if you're making separate plans from them, you're still kind of against them because you're not with them. You see what I mean? So I think Ozzy's going to be very upset with Keith and Whitney over this. Not that there's a whole lot he can do right now, unless he rallies something pretty quick. But even though Ozzy is getting older, it's been 5 years or so since he started this game. The first season he was on back in Cook Islands. But I think he's still got enough that when he does get voted off, and I think he will fairly soon, when he does get voted off, I think that he's going to last at Redemption Island for quite a while. Don't know if he'll quite make it as far as Matt did last season, but I think he'll last at least 3 or 4 rounds out there. And that should wrap it up. I'll see you Survivor Geeks another time.